Hello guys, and welcome back to a long overdue video, I feel. I posted a video post West Highland Way back in 2021 and it seemed quite popular. I got some positive feedback from it. I went on to do a couple of other little videos. They're all kit related and what's in my pack. I haven't done anything else. I'm not really a YouTuber, but I do like trying to get content out there which may go on to help somebody else. So even if it's not the brands, the weights and all the rest of it, it could be what do I pack? So sleep system, backpack, waterproofs, thermal layer, da 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 da. It might help someone formulate their own list by watching videos like this, because obviously, you know, we've all started somewhere, and I started by watching videos and reading books and blah 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 to obviously get my own kit list together. So it has changed over in that time, and I have gone on to complete many UK-based through hikes within that time frame as well, including the Coast to Coast, Cleveland Way, Dales Way, Cumbria Way. It goes on and on and on. I've done quite a few. So yeah, heading back to do the West Highland Way in 2 weeks' time. And here's some of the kit, or the kit, that I plan on taking given the weather at the moment. So it's still fairly chilly up in Scotland, which is raising the pack weight slightly because I'm taking obviously warmer kit. On the Coast to Coast last year, set off around about the same time, I was able to use my 5-degree quilt because temperatures was fairly decent. If things change within the next 2 weeks, I will be taking that, and my pack weight will come down 200 grams or so. But at the moment, I'm taking, so what we'll do, I'll start at the top, work down, work across, up, and then come back down again. So start with the sleep system. I'm taking the Old Faithful, the Cumulus Quilt 450, comfort rated down to -1, but I have had it a lot colder than that, and I'm still here to tell the tale. I will be taking base layers to sleep in, and also I think I will be taking in my pockets, I'm not 100% sure, a beanie hat and a pair of gloves as well, which I haven't I haven't totted that up with the backpack, because it won't be in the backpack. They'll be in my pockets, and I don't do what I wear, because if you get wet, it's going to weigh more than what you started with anyway, so it's pretty pointless. But anyway, so Cumulus Quilt 450, -1, fantastic quilt, still lofting unbelievably at 5 years old. I'm going to go with the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite, and it is the regular wide version. It's the new version. I think it comes in around about 450 grams. I was a massive fan of the Sea to Summit Ultralight Insulated, but to be honest with you, I'm getting a better R rating. It's thicker pad, so it'd be more comfortable, and it's wider, so I'm getting like 3 lots of benefit, and it's lighter, so it's like win-win-win. So really happy with that. Very comfortable. Can't fault it. Ironically, it comes with a inflation bag, and the inflation bag weighs a lot more than the brand new Pump Zero by Flextail. Even with its adapter on and the battery and everything, it's half of its weight. So I'm going to take the pump over the pump sack, and then my trusted Sea to Summit Aeros Ultralight pillow in a large. Great sleep system, yet to be cold on it, and it's yet to fail me. So yeah, pretty bomb proof and happy with that. Moving down, a jacket that I did purchase for doing the Coast to Coast last year, and it wasn't because my Decathlon down jacket would let me down in any way. It was just simply because this is lighter, and that was it. I was trying to get my pack down to, I was counting grams. It's synthetic. It's made by Enlighten Equipment. It's I don't know its weight, but it's like super light. It's like 200 and something grams. Very, very warm. And I suppose if it does get damp, it's still going to insulate, where a down jacket, especially a decathlon one, because it's not hydrophobic, wouldn't. So yeah, I'm going to take that. My waterproofs, I've still got the rain kilt all the way back from 2021. It's yet to fail me. It's super Huber light and it works. So why change something that works? The only thing I will say is, if it gives torrential rain for a couple of days or so, I will swap that out and I will take my Montaigne podium pants, which are roughly the same weight. Just gives me that little bit more protection with the wind, that's all. So yeah, that would be the only thing that I would swap out, is maybe the kilt. As for the jacket, that is a Adidas Terex. It's a Gore-Tex one, very, very light. I think it comes in around about 270 grams. It was perfect on the coast to coast. We had some real wet days and it didn't leak at all. It's still really hydrophobic. So yeah, happy with that. We'll move across now. Merino base layers, just generic things from Go Outdoors, but they're really light. North Ridge, I think they're called. Darn tough merino socks. 2 pairs, one for sleeping in, a clean pair. I'll have a pair on and then I'll rotate between the 3. That way I'm always guaranteed to have at least one dry pair. I'm not taking no waterproof socks on this hike because I don't think they work. I've used several different brands, and I'll not bring the brands' names into disrepute, but all the well-known ones and some of the less well-known ones, more cottage company ones, and they've all let me down straight away on day one of wearing them. So I just don't bother with them no more. They're a waste of time, in my opinion. Trail runners I'll be wearing are the ones that I've got on now, which are the Ultra Experience Wild Plus. So they've got the Vibram soles on, non-waterproof. So if it's raining or I get my feet wet, they're going to stay wet. So that's why I'm taking 3 pairs of socks. Moving up, I've got an Atom pack there. It is the Atom Plus, I believe. I don't know what they call it now. 40 litre with the carbon fibre hooped frame inside it. It is fairly stripped back. I've took like the axe loop and stuff off it because I don't use an ice axe. I don't go out when it's that cold. Unbelievable backpack. I've used it now since 21. I've used it literally on a couple thousand, maybe more miles. It's still like brand new. There isn't a pulled stitch on it anywhere. And it's just incredible, absolutely incredible bit of kit. I can't rate the service, the after service enough. I think I said this on the video post West Highland Way, that they're just brilliant. And I think if it ever does die, I'll just replace it like for like, because I'm yet to see a backpack as well made. Certainly made in this country as well, supporting British made, and as light and obviously as robust as this one. So if anyone can sort of like tell me otherwise, I'll listen. But no, I'm a big fan of Durston, but I don't even think Dan Durston's stuff is any, not a patch on that. Sorry, Dan, but bringing us to the tent, which is the Durston X-Mid Pro 1 full DCF, including the floor. Purchased it for the Coast to Coast last year. Huber light, 450 grams. Very easy to pitch, very easy to take down, very, very spacious. I didn't really suffer with that much condensation, no more than what you would do in an ordinary tent. I think the venting's fantastic on it, and yeah, just a joy to use, to be honest with you. Very, very strong and storm-worthy as well. In fact, surprisingly so. You know, you go out on these longer hikes, you don't know what's going to happen. You set out on Sunday, you don't really know what's going to happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and winds can whip up out of nowhere. And it's stood up to everything up to now. Fantastic bit of kit. Peg wise, I use the Eastern 9-inch stakes along with Ground Dog Minis. Mainly on the guy out points and the main four corners I use the 9-inch, and then all the other little bits, anyone that's got a Dursley know what I'm on about, like where the door is and bits and bobs. I'll just use the little MSRs. Again, fantastic holding power with both pegs, to be honest with you. The 9-inch just give you a bit more ground holding if you're in a peaty area. And obviously if the ground is too hard to get the 9-inch in, then I can always revert back to the 6. So yeah, they're the pegs of choice, and they come in a little DCF pouch. My trusted multi-mat, I dread to think how long I've had that thing. It's nearly as old as me, I think, but it's so cheap, £2.50 when I bought it, 34 grams or something stupid, and I use it for everything. Kneeling on, sitting on, cooking on, even prepping your feet if you've got any blisters or issues with your feet. Just put your feet so they're off the dirt. Fantastic little bit of kit. I wouldn't go anywhere without it. I know some people go, oh, you know, it's 30 odd gram. These are proper gram counters, by the way, I'm on about. But for what it weighs, which is what, just over a packet of crisps, I want to take it. I don't understand why I wouldn't. And push comes to shove, if your mat was deflating and your hip or your bottom was touching the cold ground, you could soon stuff that under your bum or hip just to give you a little bit of insulation in an emergency. I know it would only be a little bit of insulation, but it's better than none. So yeah, in my opinion, worth having. In the little bag here, it won't be in the bag, is my Sensi's Design fleece. I think it's the Alpha 60. God, it's so light and so warm. Yeah, that'll either be on my person or in the pack, one of the two. I haven't decided yet. Again, it depends on what the weather's going to do, because I do have a sun hoodie, which is fairly windproof as well. So either one will be on me and one in the bag. They both weigh around about the same, 100 and something grams. So either way, it'll be a fleece or a sun hoodie that's in the pack, and the other one will be on my person. Food, I'm not taking much at all. I think in there's 3 dehydrated meals and a few protein bars, and that's about your lot. I've got some coffees in there and some sachets of sugar. I think there's only about, I don't know, 600 grams or something worth of food and bits and bobs. From doing the hike last time, it's just not worth taking anymore, because there's stuff all over the place. Honesty boxes, shops, cafes, You could quite easily go stoveless, if I'm honest with you. And I think I'm not one for packing my fears, but, and there's always that but, if you can't get somewhere through, I don't know, injury or weather or what, you know, something like that. Say you was planning on getting to Beneglass campsite and having a burger and chips, and I don't know, something happened up front and you couldn't get there, you know you could do a wild camp and you've got some food with you. So it's more an emergency thing, and they weigh nothing, do they? So we do plan on 2 wild camps, night 1 and 2, so they'll come in then, and then the rest of it, I think I'm 51 this year. I love my wild camp and I love bits and bobs like that, but I do like getting on a site as well and having a pint and something to eat at the end of a long day. So some of the other places I think we'll site camp, have a shower and chill out, you know what I Water wise, again, I know from last time, I think I only carried a 600ml bottle, and I only filtered water once, I think. But I am taking 850 millilitres this time, and I'm taking this water to go filter. Okay, so some people say, oh, it's heavy. It's about 150 grams, so it's not heavy. And it's basically a bottle like what you get when you go on a mountain bike or a racing bike. It's soft. The flow rate of this is about the same, if not better, than the Canadian B3. But it's got a three-way filter. So it's got a carbon filter as well as the membrane filter. And it filters out a lot more than any other normal filter. So your Sawyers and all of that, this filters out more. It will filter out heavy metals and also chemicals. I've heard some horror stories that a lot of people over the years have been going to the toilet and, you know, when I say toilet, like number twos, too close to water sources on the West Highland Way, and some of the sources have become contaminated. And some people have fallen poorly. So, more belts and braces. One, it acts just as a normal bottle, so I can fill it up with normal water. Two, it filters out pretty much everything. So, belts and braces, I don't want to get poorly. So I'm taking that. It's all right saying a Sawyer or whatever only weighs 50 grams or whatever, but then you need to screw a bottle onto it, and then the bottle weighs. So when you look at what that weighs compared to a Sawyer and a bottle, it's only probably 90 grams more, which is nothing. So I'm going to stick with that. 850 millilitres smart water. Another thing over the years, I've started taking a massage ball for the bottoms of my feet or any needles in the legs or anything like that. At the end of a long day, just to take your shoes and socks off and roll that little spiky ball on the bottom of your feet. It's like you've got your own physiotherapist there. It is unbelievable. Worth carrying. Smidge net, smidge lotion. I don't know. Given the weather at the moment and the winds and this, that and the other, I'll probably never see one. But for what it weighs, I'm going to put it in me pack anyway. So that'll be going. Electronics in a DCF bag by Wild Sky Gear. In there, I've got the Anker 10,000 milliamp hour nano 30 watt power bank. The reason why I chose this, and I chose it for the coast to coast, and the reason I'm taking it on the West Highland Way, it will give me approximately 2 full charges on my Samsung S26, and it charges it up as quick as your fast charger from the plug. But the amazing thing is with the power bank, it will charge just as fast itself. So if you get into a pub or a cafe or whatever, and you want to charge up your bits and bobs, if you're taking a massive brick like the 20,000 Anker essential power banks, they can take overnight to charge. An hour's charge absolutely does nothing. This will charge fully in about half an hour. So you'll get 2 chargers, recharge it in half an hour, then you've got your full, you charge everything up just in half an hour. So to back that up, I've got the charge plug with multiple outputs on it. I think that's 65 watt. So again, I can stick all my cables into it and charge my phone, my head torch, if need be, the pump, and the power bank all at the same time within half an hour. I've got in there as well the Pretzel Bindi head torch. I think that's it in there. And obviously my charge cables. Poop kit speaks for itself, trowel, paper and sanitizer. Wash kit, like I said, we will be doing a bit of site stuff. So in there I've got the Cedar Summit, oh, what's it called? A little towel, weighs nothing. Airlight towel, I think it's 47 grams. Little deodorant, little shower gel, little toothbrush and toothpaste. Why not when in Rome? Tiny little first aid kit, but packing a big punch. I've got KT tape, Vaseline, butterfly stitches. There is wound dressings. There's a bandage, tick remover, needle and cotton. There's a repair kit for my sleep pad. There is medication, paracetamol, ibuprofen, Imodium. There's also antihistamines. Can't think what else is in there. Oh, plenty of blister plasters and bits and bobs like that. There's enough stuff in there to sort of treat mild injury, stroke, illness. West Highland Way isn't remote. I think the most remote part is Rannoch Moor. But last time I went on there, I had full phone signal all the way around. And I think that is the biggest thing you need when you're out hiking. You need to be able to tell somebody that you are in trouble. So it's all right, you could have the biggest trauma pack in the world, but if you can't get a signal out to somebody saying that you need help, that trauma pack will run out and there's no more you can do for that person. So the biggest thing for me is comms. Do have bits and bobs on my watch so I can get messages out as well. Works like the InReach Mini does. So yeah, I've covered on all bases, to be honest with you. But yeah, little first aid kit. No need to take much more, to be honest with you. Like I say, we're not out in Alaska and 1,000 miles from the nearest house. Cook kit in there is a 650 milliliter titanium pot by Alt kit. There is the titanium BRS 3000 stove. There's a mini Bic lighter, and there is a 100 gram Coleman extreme gas. They're all sort of nestled in a little microfiber cloth to stop the pot from getting damaged with any rust or anything off of the canister, and two, just to help clean or even sponge off at the inside of the tent in the morning. So I think that pretty much concludes my kit. Like I say, a couple of bits might be getting chucked out and new bits chucked in. So if we was to get rid of the kilt, we're putting in the waterproof pants, similar sort of weight. If temperatures increase on a night time, the 450 will be gone and the 5 degree quilt will come in, and that will give me 200 grams less in the pack. Total pack weight, base weight without the gas, without food and without the water, but with the filter, is 4.4 kilograms. Full loadout is 6.2 kilograms. So that's all in 6.2. Like I say, if it warms up, 200 grams off of that. So it'll be even lighter. Other little things that I will have on me, I will have a bum bag. Again, I don't weigh that because it'll just have my wallet in with cash, bits for honesty box and bits and bobs like that. There'll also be personal medication. I am anaphylactic, so I do have to carry 2 EpiPens. And personal medication. So I never really weigh any of that because, again, it's consumable, isn't it? The medication goes down every day because you're taking it. Hopefully I don't take my EpiPens. And likewise with the cash, the more you spend, the lighter it'll get. So yeah, that'll be in a bum bag or a fanny pack, as the Americans say. And that is pretty much it. I think it'll work. In fact, I know it'll work. Everything worked absolutely perfectly on the coast to coast, and yeah, sort of narrowed it down again for doing the West Highland Way. Lighter than last time, some changes of kit, and also some old kit, so the Cumulus was used last time. I think the sit pad was. Definitely the backpack, and it'll be the same spoon. And definitely the kilt. But yeah, apart from that, some new bits have come in, and yeah, looking forward to it. Anyway, I hope this goes out and helps somebody. Like I say, don't worry about weights, brands and stuff like that, because some of the kit here is very expensive, and I've been at it a long time. But what it might help you do as a newbie, or even an intermediate sort of wild camper or hiker, coming into the sport, or you've hiked for a long time and you're thinking about doing your first long distance trail, this is the sort of stuff you do want to be taking. And you need to be sort of downloading apps like Hiker, which gives you loads of information about the trail. Information like water sources, where there's a shop, where there's a town, where's there a bed and breakfast, where's this, where's that. And you can then plan your hike to reduce the amount of stuff you're actually carrying. So there's no point in carrying loads and loads and loads of food just to walk past a place that sells food. That's my opinion. Some people say, oh, well, I like to buy it before I go because it costs a lot of money when you're on trail. But then I think to myself, well, no, because it costs the same in that shop as it probably does do in your shop. So you bought it to go. So you've spent the money just to try and save your money. But it isn't doing. You may as well have saved the money and gone and bought it when you got there. But anyway, people have different ways of thinking. So yeah, hope it goes on to help somebody. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, peace out.